Joining us this evening, Andrew Whitehead, writer and former BBC journalist with us from London, and we have Lord Meghnad Desai, author and Professor Emeritus with us here in the studio. Good evening to both of you. Welcome to the show. Professor Desai, let's begin with you. Lord Desai, I'm sorry. Let's begin with you.
All right, you can call me anything.
I can call you anything. That's good. 117 constituencies voted today. 66 went to the BJP the last time. 27 went to Congress plus allies. Do you believe that the BJP can match, if not improve, its tally in this round?
I think so. I mean, my gut feeling is that there is not that much anger against BJP, which you would have to see for it to suffer particularly. Because for an incumbent government, you know, if you're trying to throw out an incumbent, a lot of people have to turn up to the voting poll and to kind of reject it. As of now, I don't see that anger, although the opposition is trying to stir something up. I don't see that anger. So I think BJP is on more or less safe grounds. They're not generating any wave for them, but they're not generating a wave against them.
Then it might hinge on how well the other side does. Can the Congress plus allies score more than 27? Andrew Whitehead, all the 5 South Indian states are done with the voting. Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and today Kerala as well. Who do you think is going to gain more, the Congress or the BJP, taking into account the regional players, of course, but both these parties were hoping to make inroads?
Well, at least in the south, the Congress has got some significant alliances, the JDS in Karnataka and the DMK in Tamil Nadu. So Congress is better placed in the south, but I don't dispute what Meghnad Desai has been saying. The BJP entered this election nationwide as the favourite, and nothing has really happened during their campaign so far to disturb that. What I really wonder is whether they will do quite as well as they did 5 years ago. I don't see the BJP again winning a single-party overall majority.
On the question of alliances, some alliances, I believe, can be counterproductive. It has been said of the Mahagathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh, the leaders may have joined hands, but that cannot necessarily be said of the cadre. Similarly, he mentioned JDS. There is a lot of talk of discontent among the rank and file. So do you think it'll help the Congress or the BJP at the end of the day?
At the ground level, JDS and Congress have been rival for a long time. BJP has been an outsider which has just come in. So I think, you know, if the previous state election is to be any guide, there still is a lot of antagonism between JDS and Congress. And there are people in Congress, like Siddaramaiah, who are still unhappy about what has happened. So, you know, BJP hasn't got any quarrels, you know, within its own structure. So that may help.
Andrew, do you want to weigh in? No love lost among the leaders? There's problem, discontent with the grassroots. We had a panelist earlier in the evening who said that I'll stick my neck out and say this is a wave for the BJP in Karnataka, in North Karnataka.
Well, I'm not in Karnataka, so I can't really comment with certainty. And alliances are always difficult things to make work on the ground. People have got to give way. People have got to vote for a party which they don't feel is their party and one that they've often campaigned against vociferously in years past. However, if you look at the State Assembly results in Karnataka just, I think, last year, the Congress and the JDS together got 56% of the vote. So even if that frays a little bit, they should get at least half the vote, which should allow them to win well over half the number of seats.
Again, that comparison, Assembly versus the Lok Sabha election, Gujarat was a close fight. That was 2017. Do you believe that can be a marker for what happens here, or do the people vote differently?
No, I think Gujarat again, because you think about it, even in Gujarat, what was thought to be a close election, BJP still had a margin of about 15 seats above Congress. I think the Gujarat chief minister has proved to be much less trouble than Anandiben Patel was. So I think Gujarat BJP should do better. They won't get as many seats as last time. They
can't do better than 26.
They can't do better than 26. But I think they'll probably do 18 or so.
Andrew, your number for Gujarat, there's been this discontent in Surat after GST, after demonetization, and yet the BJP feels very confident.
Look, this is Modi's home state, and I think in Lok Sabha elections, Gujarat will turn out in large numbers for Narendra Modi. So the Congress made a decent showing in the State Assembly elections 2 years ago, but I think the BJP will claw back a fair bit of that vote. So as Lord Desai says, I think it's very unlikely that this is going to be a BJP sweep again, but I think they will be the clear victors in Gujarat.
What about Kerala? Do you believe that Rahul Gandhi's entry, generating a buzz is one thing and getting the votes is quite another? Do you believe that he will convert that into votes?
Yeah, but he may, but it creates a three-cornered contest, BJP, Congress and the Communists. I don't think he by himself does very much difference, but I think making things three-cornered context only helps the BJP. See, again and again. On Sabarimala, there is no difference between BJP and Congress. So I don't know how Congress can get advantage of that. But for Rahul Gandhi to choose Wayanad, which should be a communist seat, is really not going to be liked by the communists.
It started raining today. The voter turnout was big, but then towards the second half of the day, there were reports of heavy rains. Andrew Whitehead, Kerala has 20 seats. 12 went to the Congress alliance the last time, 8 to the Left alliance. The BJP is hoping to capitalize on the Sabarimala protest. How successful do you think they'll be?
They've never made much of an impact in Kerala in the past. I think they got 10% of the vote last time round, and round about the same in the most recent assembly elections. They may do a little bit better, partly because of Sabarimala, but I don't think this is going to be a breakthrough for them in Kerala. Rahul Gandhi's decision to contest from a Kerala constituency will help Congress, but Kerala is not where this general election is going to be won and lost. I find his decision still rather puzzling. He's chosen a seat where his main opponents are the left front. And in national terms, he needs to focus on the BJP, not the left. The left, after all, are even weaker than Congress in national terms.
Indeed, and they're especially weak in what used to be their bastion once, West Bengal. We were talking about West Bengal. It is turning into a Mamata versus Modi contest.
Absolutely.
And before this election began, Amit Shah apparently said that what we lose, if we lose in the heartland, we'll gain in Odisha, West Bengal and the northeast. And the number he put was 35 to 40. Do you think he was being too optimistic?
I think Orissa and West Bengal, yes. But Northeast, they are not going to win as much as they thought, because with the NRC, the turnout in Northeast is high, and that is something BJP should worry about. Because they had got the state elections and they got it last. Now they may not win. There are not many seats at stake.
What's their calculation? They keep saying we'll do it for the rest of the country as well. So are they hoping to?
They're going to do it in West Bengal, nowhere else. And they really are worried about Bangladeshi migrants. And where is the problem? If there is, it's in West Bengal. And so BJP would very much want to go on that. And if they win even as many as 10 seats in West Bengal, or maybe 15, they want, that would be a big dent in Mamata's sort of prestige.
Andrew, is Odisha the best bet for the BJP in the East? Because Naveen Patnaik may be very strong in his home state, but he's not seen as a national leader.
No, he's not. Sorry.
He's not a national leader, but he's a very crafty and successful politician, and Odisha obviously is his bastion. And I think he's probably got that fairly well wrapped up. I think West Bengal is much more interesting. Mamata's really a very successful street fighter, and that's a really interesting contest. I think the BJP would do really well to win as many as 10 seats in the state. I was in Calcutta not all that long ago, and it felt to me that it's very much Mamata's election to lose.
And finally, Uttar Pradesh, they keep that possibility open of whether or not Priyanka Gandhi will contest. They keep giving those teasers every once in a while. Which way do you think is UP going? And I also want to ask you about Sadhvi Pragya, because we're talking about the heartland. Sure. She may win Bhopal because that's a seat that the BJP has had for 30 years. But do you think she'll damage the party elsewhere, given the statement she's been making?
I think let's take the UP first. UP, I think, I'm not quite sure even the Gathbandhan between SP and BSP is going to last the course. I can see Mayawati quarreling, before long. But I think, in a sense, they will not make as big a dent to BJP's majority as they think they're going to do. Because, the story is that the BSP people vote for SP, but SP people don't vote for the BSP, as it were, that sort of thing. So, but on Sadhvi Pragya, I think it's very important that I think BJP must be overconfident to have chosen her to go there. Because I think she makes so much trouble for herself. I think that kind of controversy doesn't really help in a national election. It may help you elsewhere, it may get you publicity, but she's going to make Digvijay Singh look like a saint, which is, all the problems.
She makes a lot of people
he doesn't
look like
have to do anything. He has to just to keep quiet, not open his mouth, and he'll win.
Well, that's interesting. If Digvijay Singh wins Bhopal after, 3 decades of BJP rule there. Andrew
By
Whitehead,
keeping quiet, if he keeps quiet.
That's a tough one.
That's important.
That's a very tough one. I want to ask you about Uttar Pradesh. A lot of people have revised their calculation of which way Uttar Pradesh is going in the course of this election. We are only 3 phases down. What is your calculation for UP and the question of Sadhvi Pragya?
Well, of course, let's remember that last time round the BJP won 71 out of 80 seats in Uttar Pradesh. I don't think they're going to do that again, but I think they will emerge once again as clearly the largest party. If I had to guess, and it is a guess, I'd say somewhere between 45 and 50 seats, but that still means a loss of 20 or more seats. As for what's happening in Bhopal, I think this is a gesture that the BJP has made, which has backfired quite badly. I can't see who's going to vote for the BJP because of their choice of Sadhvi Pragya as a candidate who wouldn't vote for the BJP already. And she has embarrassed the party, and she has added to this image of the BJP as a polarizing political force, which is not necessarily what they want when they're so dominant at the national level.
We'll see which way this goes. Thanks very much, Andrew Whitehead. Lord Desai, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. And we've, as always, compiled the best pictures, the best moments from this phase for you. Take a look at what happened to you.